Young and the Restless' spoilers next week, June 29th, teasing that the audience will be watching an encore episode aired on July 19, 1999. This episode is part of the Emmy Performance Week winning week, and it helped Cameron Grimes win the Emmy Day Best Young Actress for the role of Cassie Johnson, who later became known as Cassie Newman. Ashley Abbott and Cole Howard will spend a lazy morning together, have breakfast in bed and talk about everything. Later, when Cole was taking a shower, Ashley would look over some papers from the office and she would realize what Jack and Brad Carlton had done. Ashley will tell herself that the men have gone too far this time. In court, the judge will be willing to make a verdict in a detention case involving Cassie Johnson, and everything will be bad for Sharon and Nick Newman. Suddenly, the social worker walks in with Cassie following, saying that Cassie insisted on listening to it. Cassie will be near the bench, and she will make an emotional plea to the judge, saying that if she had to go to Madison to live with Alice, she would go and she would try her best. Happy. But Cassie will say that if she has any options, then she wants to live with her mother and Nick. The judge will gently ask about the issues between Sharon and Nick, but Cassie will say that she knows about it, but she also knows that they love each other. After apologizing to Cassie leaving the room, the judge will give custody to Sharon and Nick, who will be delighted. Cassie will soon return to her room and learn that she will live with Sharon and Nick. Nick will decide that a celebration is in order, and he will invite Paul Williams and Christine Williams to join them, but Christine will say this is family time. Later, Paul and Christine will catch up at home, and Christine will collapse and start crying, saying that she's completely exhausted. Paul will be concerned. Meanwhile, Cassie, Sharon and Nick will go home and celebrate with ice cream. The episode will start with Victor Newman's meeting with Neil Winters. Victor would feel funny about the last board meeting, and he would think that Jack Abbott had made the Matheson deal so easy. Victor will wonder what Jack is up to, and he will guide Neil, telling Jill Abbott not to leave town during this time. Victor will want everything to be ready when he speaks. Neil will go to Jill's office, where Jill will stare at a picture of Billy Abbott and drink from the glass. Jill will quickly hide the glasses when Neil comes in. Neil would smell alcohol and he would press Jill about it, but she would try to deflect, saying she had a business lunch. Jill will eventually leave, and Neil will find the cup after she leaves. At the restaurant, Jack and Grace Turners will sit at the table and Jack will be impressed with Grace's contribution to the meeting. Jack will say that Grace has supported the right man to develop his career. Across the room, Diane Jenkins will be at the same table and will be jealous of Jack and Grace together. Diane will soon receive a call from Victor, who will want to meet. Afterwards, Michael Baldwin, who would go into a restaurant to drink, would come to Grace when Jack left to call. Michael would tell Grace that Sharon Newman had won the case and that Alice Johnson had given up. Jack will return, noting the tension between Michael and Grace. Victor will come to the restaurant to talk to Diane, and he will want to bury the axe and return as a friend. Diane will be skeptical, and before taking off, she will comment on another man who is trying to use her. The enemy would assume that Diane was talking about Jack, and maybe it was time to put his plan into action. He goes to work. Y&R's episode next week sounds good, so remember to watch CBS Soap. Keep the CDL highlighted for all the latest Y&R news and fake news. You can count on us for regular updates.